Madam Chair, I just would like to manifest, since I was Chief of Staff here way back 2004 up to 2024, I've witnessed impeachment proceedings against presidents, one ombudsman, one Chief Justice. Pero wala pa po akong narinig na pag-uusap tungkol sa sufficiency in grounds. Ang naririnig ko lang lagi, sufficiency in form and substance. Ngayon ko lang po yata narinig itong bago na rule na ito, sufficiency in grounds. Could you please clarify me on
For the
this?
satisfaction of the Honorable Marcoleta, please allow the Chair to read Section 7 of the Rules of Impeachment of the House of Representatives adopted by the 20th Congress of the Philippines. Section 7, Submission of Evidence and Memoranda. After receipt of the pleadings, affidavit and counter-affidavits, and relevant documents provided for in Section 6, or the expiration of the time within which they may be filed, the committee shall determine whether the complaint alleges sufficient grounds for impeachment. That is for the satisfaction of the Honorable Marcoleta.
May I know, Madam Chair, when the rules were promulgated?
This
not
has
furnished a
been the
copy.
rules of impeachment of the 19th Congress, which the 20th Congress adopted.
So it's not new. Hindi po siya bago.
This
nga-
has been part of the previous rules, which were used during the past impeachment processes.
Opo, kasi bago lang po sa akin yung sufficiency in grounds. Hindi ko po narinig yan sa mga dating proceedings. Yun lang po. Salamat po.
There are no other manifestations on the third impeachment complaint, then we are calling the endorser of the fourth impeachment complaint to manifest their position on the sufficiency in ground.
Madam Chair,
The Honorable Deputy Speaker Paulo Ortega.
together with my co-endorser, the Honorable Bienvenido Abante, batay naman po sa ating manifestation at waiver po na pinadala, nakikita naman po natin na wala pong direktang mga sagot at puro general allegations, general po na denials lang po yung sagot at kahit anumang kasunod dito o dagdag ay magkukos lang po ng further delay. So I submit, Madam Chair. Thank you.
We've heard the position of the endorser of Cabrera et al. Complaint. The floor is now open for manifestation of the justice members on the sufficiency in ground of the fourth impeachment complaint.
Madam Chair,
The Honorable Ridon.
na-deliberate na po previously yung ilan po sa mga punto on due process and yung pong kawalan po ng ultimate facts, supposedly. Yan po yung posisyon ng answer ad cautelam ng atin pong pangalawang Pangulo. Hindi ko na po yun uulitin dahil clearly no due process violations had been done against the Vice President. This is precisely her opportunity through this answer to undertake all of these due process mechanisms. Pero she did not avail of it and had in fact submitted what we deem as a non-answer. So yun po yung una on due process. Secondly, on ultimate facts, yung pong mga kasama natin kanina, binanggit na ho nila na hindi ho totoo na wala pong pagbanggit ng ultimate facts on confidential funds, on the death threats against the President, the First Lady, and the former House Speaker. Yung po usapin ng SALN, all of the documentation, all of the evidence had been submitted by the two complaints. At ito po yung mga papatunayan in each and every step of the proceeding. So hindi po ito totoo na wala pong ultimate facts. But as a final point, Madam Chair, gusto kong banggitin yung binabanggit nilang double standard ng komite sa papatupad ng atin pong rules on the President's impeachment and on the Vice President's impeachment. Hindi po totoo na meron pong double standard dito. Kasi wala akong pwedeng paghambing on how the committee had undertaken both impeachment proceedings. Kasi sa una't una, in the President's impeachment, ano ho ba yung laman nung po mga submissions doon po sa impeachment complaint ng particular po ng mga binasurang complaints? Una, karamihan po doon mga news articles lang po yung binabanggit po nila. Pangalawa, meron po doon binabanggit na ebidensya, unauthenticated video document. Ibig sabihin, walang affidavit yung po submission po nung ebidensya po na yun. But as compared to the Vice President's impeachment complaints, ano yung pinag-uusapan natin ebidensya at dokumentasyon sa bagay po na ito? Una, COA reports relating to the misuse of confidential funds, notice of disallowance, ordering the Office of the Vice President to return ito pong at least 70 million in a supposed misuse of confidential funds. Second, yung pong video documentation of the press conference of the Vice President, kung saan siya po ay nagbanta laban sa Pangulo, First Lady, at dating House Speaker. Video documentation kung saan sinasabi niya na gusto niyang pugutan ng ulo ang Pangulo ng Pilipinas at iba pa hong mga katulad ng mga video documentation. Pangatlo, pagbabanggit po ng Statement of Assets, Liabilities, Net Worth ng atin pong pangalawang Pangulo, kung saan pinag-uusapan po yung paglobo ng kanyang yaman from 7 million in 2007 to 88 million in 2024. Ito po yung mga documentation, ebidensya that exists sa impeachment complaint against the Vice President. And lastly, yung pong Madriaga affidavit, which is something that has been signed and will be tested on credibility as soon as we get to hearing proper. So, Madam Chair, wala hong batayan yung binabanggit po ng answer ad cautelam ng pangalawang Pangulo that the House Committee on Justice had implemented two standards on the President's impeachment and on the Vice President's impeachment. Malinaw po yung standard dito. The standard is based on our rules, on our constitutional mandate, and on the principle of due process and fairness. No? So, tingin ko, the committee should proceed with the determination of sufficiency in grounds, and we have to be able to vote on it today, Madam Chair, and move forward. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you. Any other member who wish to manifest on the fourth impeachment complaint? The Honorable Marcoleta.
Madam Chair, also, again, a manifestation for clarification with the indulgence of the Chair. Akin pong hinihiling ang clarification ng komite kaugnay ng aplikasyon ng Section 7 ng ating rules on impeachment, particular kung kailan eksaktong nagta-transition ng komite mula sa determinasyon of sufficiency in grounds patungo sa conduct of hearings at reception of evidence. Sa malinaw na basa ng Section 7, matapos ang submission ng pleadings, affidavits at relevant documents sa ilalim ng Section 6 o matapos ang lapse ng period, ang tungkulin ng komite ay tukuyin muna kung may sufficient grounds for impeachment. Kung wala, dapat i-dismiss. Kung meron, saka pa lamang magko-conduct ng hearing kung saan papasok ang examination, cross-examination at compulsory processes. Kaya nais ko lamang malinawan, Madam Chair, kung ang mga tinatalakay at tinatanggap na materyales at references sa puntong ito ay para na ba sa determination of sufficiency in grounds o tayo ba ay de facto na nasa hearing stage na dapat ay nangyayari lamang pagkatapos ng ganong determinasyon. Ang paglilinaw na ito ay mahalaga upang matiyak na ang ating proseso ay nananatiling tapat sa ating sariling rules at upang maiwasan ng anumang persepsyon na ang komite ay lumalampas o naghahalo ng mga yugto ng proceedings na malino na pinaghiwalay ng ating rules on impeachment. Maraming salamat po, Madam Chair.
To reiterate, Honorable